like RedKit has the Lakota and Asian person name has Japanese, Japoneses. Very good. Japan, very powerful civ, you know. It's actually, to me, kind of surprising it's the first time we've seen Japan the whole night. Because Japan has some very powerful assets. Namely, they got a really solid economy with all the shrines, especially on Great Plains, because this map has a ton of hunts on it that you can run the shrines on. And then, they get a really good musket, the Ashigaru, which you can use pretty easily to get around in fighting, because it actually has a better movement speed than a standard musket, so you can run circles around enemy muskets and get some really good corners and good strikes on them, which is quite nice. So yeah, very good reason to use the Japanese, I think. He is starting with the consulate, which tells me that he's gonna go Portuguese consulate, Portuguese allies. Yep. And the reason you do that is because number one, it cheapens your shrines in every other building you have, because that's the Portuguese consulate allies bonus, cheaper buildings. But what it also cheapens is your wonders, because your wonders are also buildings, so it actually cuts down on their food costs, so that you can afford them easier. You can get a much earlier Tsugu shrine with it. It'll cost a ton less food. And then you can go crazy boom on all the shrines pretty much. Yeah. Usually when you go Portuguese, that means you're gonna probably be going to Tsugu Shrine to go full greed. But I could be wrong. We'll have to see. Also, looks like, yep. Is he gonna build the, yep, he's gonna build the orchard with that, it looks like, yeah. Yep, generally speaking, you usually use one of your orchard rickshaws to do some scouting, and then you bring them back to build the orchard afterwards. And all cherry orchards are is basically a big giant berry bush, because the Japanese villas are totally like almost vegan in this game. You know, they can't. Well, they're not vegan; they're pescatarian, because they can still fish, but they just can't eat any huntables and they can't eat any herdables, but they can eat fish. That's about it. So yeah. This is a Tsugu shrine, right? Yep, Tsugu. Going full greed. Whereas Lakota are gonna go messenger for a quick rush. And they're probably gonna pressure them like crazy with all these troops going for the Tokala soldiers, the Axe Rider, the Setan Bowman, all those. Pretty much, yep. And then one thing you can do in Age 2 with the Lakota is you can actually go for mass Axe Riders to raid your opponent. And then as soon as they get like pikemen and muskets and stuff, you can go Lehman trade muskets to turn all of your axe riders into rifle riders and essentially turn them into like mounted skirms. With the added benefits of dragoons for you too. So that's quite good usually when you're playing Lakota. Oh, I see walls going up. I see walls. I see walls going up. We don't rarely ever see walls in this game, so you know Japan's doing something very turtle-ish here. And very greedy. Also has a monastery too. Oh, he's going Renegados. Ooh, you don't usually see the Renegados. That's very interesting. Yeah, again, some Renegados though. Some basic outlaw skirms. Oh, so he has the atonement card. Yeah, he's probably going to send atonement very soon to make the outlaws costless population. Then he can make Yohimbos as well. Yeah, the Yohimbos are a very solid mercenary. They're basically a dragoon, so they're like a cav archer, but they get really good stats, and then they get a hand attack with a katana that actually does one splash. It's one of the only dragoon units in the game that does splash damage in melee, which is pretty fun, you know, because it's one of those dragoons you actually want to use for melee purposes, yeah. So Comancheros and Renegados. We don't usually see Comancheros be used that much. Kind of an interesting choice. Yeah, no. I guess what Japan is basing it off of here is the fact that they have so much housing space because of the shrines that they feel like they can go outlaws. Which, it's alright, but obviously the Lakota goes fast fortress, so I think what they're going to have with the Wakina rifles is going to be much better than all the stuff you already have here. Yeah. No, it is. The Wakina rifles is going to blast apart all of this stuff that he's doing, you know. Wakina rifle, all things considered, has a similar range damage to the Renegado, but it's a one-pop unit, so it's going to be a lot more stackable here, to say the least. Yeah. wonder if these walls will stand up at all. It looks like the problem is that even though he has walls here, these troops are ranged, so these vills are still sitting ducks regardless of the walls. So I don't know what the walls are even for then. Thinking maybe he was assuming he was gonna go Axe Rider or something, but absolutely not. He's just going Dragoon Skirm again to deal with it. And that's how he's gonna basically deal with you. Japan is getting a Golden Pavilion though, so they'll get some free units out here right now to try to fight this back. Now what they do after that point, I have no idea. It's got Yumi ship-ins, flaming arrows, naganatas, ashigarus, so it really depends what Japan wants to go for here, yeah. Yoimbos, ooh, I like that. Yoimbos are not to be trifled with. They're a very powerful unit. It just depends on how this player uses them. If he uses them very carefully, Yoimbos can be very powerful. You gotta look for the right opportunities and then send them into melee against these Makinas. Yeah, pretty much. You also got some Ondabushis, or Yamabushis from the consulate too, for the Japanese isolationism. So, yeah, he's quite a lot of stuff there. Oh man, he stuck the bow riders right in front of the Yoimbos. That's not good. Because he wants to hit the squishy Rakinas in the back. He can't now. Yeah, no, I mean, if he didn't have all those bow riders there, I think he would have shredded them, but oh man, he's gonna have to queue up some more now, though. Yeah, he theoretically can, because he's got coin, right? Yeah, no, he can make another batch of Yoimbos if he has to. He's got the gold for it, but will it be enough, though, is the question. He's switching to his Ascaris? Who's he going to his Ascaris for? I don't think the Ascari is going to be better than a Yoimbo. You should just keep going Yoimbo. Ascari is just not what the doctor asked for, honestly. Definitely not. Yeah, Ascari to me was just a bad call. If you were going Yoimbos, you should have just stuck with them. There was like no reason to go to Ascari, man. Like, the only thing the Ascari counters is like the hand cav units, right? Oh, he had Tokawa soldiers, but yeah, still Yoimbo would be better for that, because it counters like almost everything he had there, whereas the Ascari only counters one or two things. Yeah, no, I don't know about that one, man. Really confused.